me is the Mission Frankfort Clinic. The Mission Frankfort Clinic was founded in 2002 by First Baptist Church in Frankfort, Kentucky. They initially started with a dental clinic and then added in 2004 medical and pharmacy services. And each of those services has grown dramatically in the years that they have been serving. And of course, we still have people who don't have access to health care or health insurance. And so the numbers of people that are served by the Frankfort Clinic are growing, and they have nearly 1,000 active patients. And all of the patients there are seen by volunteer doctors, volunteer dentists, pharmacists, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, nurses, dental hygienists, and a variety of other healthcare providers. Because many of the patients that they see deal with chronic disease, and they have no other access to health care. The clinic in Frankfort is a beacon of hope that provides healing to those who are the most vulnerable in the community through many generous gifts of service. And we are very blessed this evening to have with us Mark Howell from First Baptist Church's Mission Frankfort Clinic. And we honor both your work, Mark, as well as the work of the Mission Frankfort Clinic. So thank you.
I want to say thank you so much to the Kentucky Council of Churches for honoring the Mission Frankfort Clinic. There are so many dedicated, compassionate, and generous souls that give of themselves by sharing their talents and their time to make this endeavor successful. And I wish they could be here tonight to tell you their stories, because they're much more colorful and entertaining than I am. But unfortunately, you're stuck with me. So, one of the most important people in that equation is our clinical coordinator. She is a nurse, and her name is Miriam Braden, and she is fantastic in serving our patients. She is creative in finding resources for people and energizing our volunteers and those that are needing to come and help. As the director of the clinic and the minister of missions at First Baptist Church, I am continuously trying to understand our work and our mission through a theological lens. And as I examine the gospel story, I am struck by the way Jesus calls the disciples to leave their current situations, drop their nets, leave their boats, get up from their tax booths and other careers to follow and see what it means to live out the gospel. Jesus takes them away from their normal life and routine of work, going to the synagogue, and takes them out to the outer lying areas of community, to the tombs, to see the demoniacs. He takes them out to the village where the lepers live. He stops on the thoroughfares to address the needs of the crippled and the blind, those that are begging for mercy. And once these disciples have experienced life on the edge, there's no turning back. The scales fall off from their eyes. They have not only heard about the needs of others, but they have seen them with their own eyes, and they have touched them with their own hands. The Mission Frankfort Clinic is located in an historic downtown congregation that is 3 years shy of its 200th birthday. Unfortunately, this is not the place that you think a free medical and dental clinic with a fully licensed pharmacy would exist. But thankfully, the people of First Baptist Church took the call of Christ to heart, recognized the needs of the uninsured in our community, and said, church, as we have always done it, is no longer acceptable. We must minister to those on the margin, these with physical ailments. And one miracle out of that beginning is that there are no doctors or dentists who are members of our congregation still today. So those folks all had to come from the community. Church on Wednesday night when the clinic happens is no longer a midweek meal and Bible study alone. It is a place where people from all walks of life converge. people coming to give and to receive, the sick and the healthy, the rich and the poor, the educated and the streetwise, Latino, black, white, young at heart, and those with much life experience. It is a place where the gospel comes to life. One man came to the clinic, self-employed for most of his life, but was too sick to work. A roofer, unable to climb a ladder, unable to carry a bundle of shingles, unable to hammer a nail. The pain was so unbearable and so severe throughout his body, years of agony. And finally, too proud to go to a free clinic, came to us, seen by a physician a couple of times. We were beginning to try to treat him. On this particular night, there was a neurosurgeon from Lexington who came to volunteer in our clinic. He saw this patient in the room. He comes out of the room a few minutes later and says, "This man has something severely wrong. I want to see him tomorrow in my office, and I'm going to do an MRI for free for him." As the MRI was done the next day, the scan revealed that he had multiple sclerosis. It was eating away at his brain and his central nervous system, causing all of this pain and discomfort. He was referred immediately to a neurologist, and they began a course of treatment to stop the growing of this disease and begin to heal his body and find some treatment for him. This is not an isolated event. It's a pretty common occurrence of people who have no access to health care on a regular basis. And much like those disciples, once we have experienced life on the edge, there is no turning back. The scales have been removed from our eyes. We have not only heard about the struggles and the needs of those, but we have seen them, and we have touched them with our hands, and we are compelled to act with the faith. Thank you so much.